The IMF is actively involved in promoting economic growth and poverty reduction for its poorer members. If those members face balance of payments needs, the fund can provide financing on concessional terms. This financing is composed of concessional loans and special debt relief initiatives. Concessional loans are provided through the Poverty Reduction and Growth Trust, PRGT, while debt relief is currently supported under the Catastrophe Containment and Relief Trust, CCRT, and the largely completed Heavily Indebted Poor Countries, HIPC initiative. The concessional lending and debt relief operations are trust-based. The IMF acts as a trustee for all the trusts and is tasked with mobilizing and managing resources for all the concessional operations. The Trust's resources are provided through contributions from the IMF, its members, donors, and bilateral creditors. The resources and records of the Trust are kept separate from all other accounts of the IMF. The PRGT has been self-sustained since November 2014. This means that it has sufficient subsidy resources to meet projected demand for IMF concessional lending over the long term. In July 2009, the Executive Board approved a comprehensive reform of the IMF's concessional facilities. This reform allowed the fund to better tailor assistance to the diverse needs of low-income countries, particularly given their heightened exposure to global volatility. The underlying structure for concessional lending was simplified and consolidated into a single trust. Low-income countries now have access to a more diverse set of instruments: 3 concessional lending facilities and 1 non-financial instrument. The Extended Credit Facility, ECF, provides medium-term support for countries facing protracted balance of payments problems, while the Standby Credit Facility, SCF, provides flexible support to address short-term financing and adjustment needs. The Rapid Credit Facility, RCF, provides rapid support through a single upfront payout for countries facing urgent financing needs. These 3 lending facilities are tailored to provide flexible support and assist countries to achieve and maintain stable macroeconomic positions with a strong emphasis on poverty alleviation. Countries seeking IMF financial assistance must indicate how a program will reduce poverty and enhance growth. Eligibility to access PRGT facilities is based on transparent and rules-based criteria and is reviewed every 2 years. In broad terms, countries are eligible if their annual income per capita is below the cutoff value for gross national income per capita of the International Development Association, and if they are unable to access international financial markets on a durable and substantial basis. Countries cease to be PRGT eligible when their per capita incomes consistently exceed established thresholds, or when they can access international financial markets on a durable and substantial basis. The interest rate mechanism sets interest rates of the 3 concessional facilities at a low level, if not at 0, and is reviewed every 2 years to preserve concessionality. PRGT interest rates range from 0 to no more than 0.75%. However, since 2009, low-income countries have been able to borrow at 0 interest rates because of the temporary interest relief on all concessional loans. Interest rates for loans under the Rapid Credit Facility, which supports countries affected by conflict or natural disaster, were set permanently to 0 in 2015. Under a revised interest rate mechanism approved in 2016, interest rates on all other facilities will remain at 0 as long as and whenever global market rates are low. Annual and cumulative limits apply to each member's total access under all concessional facilities. Total access should normally not exceed 75% of quota a year and 225% of quota cumulatively across all concessional facilities. Low-income countries may also use the non-financial support tool, the Policy Support Instrument, PSI. This instrument can help countries that may not need or want IMF financial assistance to consolidate their economic performance with IMF monitoring and assistance. The IMF has also provided assistance on a grant basis to its poorest members for debt relief. Grants from the HIPC initiative helped to relieve the external debt burden that had become unsustainable for many low-income countries. Grants from the Catastrophe and Containment Relief Trust, CCRT, allow the IMF to provide debt relief to poor countries hit by catastrophic disasters or by epidemics with international spillover potential, such as Ebola. More than half of the IMF's lending arrangements are currently with low-income countries. The IMF supplements this lending with policy advice and capacity development.